Promises to be an outstanding semifinal. Anthony-Fiorenzo from Calumet College of St. Joseph's and Geoffrey-Young from the famed bowling powerhouse, the dominant program in the sport, Wichita State. How dominant? Well, in order to get to this match, he had to beat one of his teammates. That's how good they were. Wichita State qualified 3 players for the singles. He's from Denton, Texas, just outside of Dallas. Ringer to start things off. Bad break there.
Well, a little bit of a bad break, but really his last 5 or 6 shots in practice, none of them hit the pocket. He was a little lost and didn't have the pair quite figured out. So that's actually an early good sign that he may have figured something right at the very end.
Young, part of 2 national championship teams with Wichita State. They put together an unprecedented run of 3 in a row from 2008, 2009, and 2010. Well, here's the freshman, Anthony-Fiorenzo, out of Wall Township, New Jersey. Calumet is in Whiting, Indiana, by the way. And he had to really claw his way into this match just to get to the semis. Needed to strike twice in the 10th to defeat a very accomplished bowler, Marcelo Schwartz from Weber International. And buries it. 10 straight back. Anthony-Fiorenzo, what was it like having to go that way, that difficult a path to get to the semifinal?
You have to step up in the 10th frame to throw a double or to, close a frame to win a match or to put your team up to to the next round or to make it to the next round individually. And it's a moment that all college bowlers live for and enjoy.
And this is what he's done. You see what he did with Schwartz, 643, 637. Aaron Morgan and Blake Paris before that. Pretty interesting, Chris, that the qualifying average out of he was the lowest of the qualifying averages, but once you get into the one-on-one competition, it's all that matters.
Well, the initial 6 games were only for seeding, and he struggled early and I guess started experimenting, trying to figure something out, and it worked long term. It enabled him to figure out something to get through match play.
I think he still has it figured out. Opens with a double. And right away throws it at Geoffrey-Young. But Young, plenty experienced. And we saw those shots in the first semifinal.
Yeah, very similar to what we saw earlier with Joe Steiner. And ball crossing around the 17/18th board. And once it gets right of about 8, it just hangs there now.
So how do you combat that? Going for it. Ooh. So an open frame in the second. Let's go back and revisit how Geoffrey-Young, the senior, got here. And he had a sterling average in qualifying and defeated Kevin Donovan and Kevin Tetreault. And a 695 series at the end. Nowhere near his all-time high, though. 867 is his all-time high series. He's thrown approximately, he doesn't even know how many 300 games he's thrown. He's like, yeah, maybe 25. Great recovery. That's the experience of Geoffrey-Young, the shocker. But right now, Anthony-Fiorenzo sits on a double and has the 24-pin lead as they're trying to get to the final. The men's singles championship. And the winner of this match will go on to the finals, compete for the Joe Norris Trophy. And really, for Anthony-Fiorenzo, a disaster in the 3rd, missing a single pin, then gets stuck in the 4th. Other than that, he's been brilliant. And it looks as if Geoffrey-Young has figured out his shot after struggling early on. And he had an open frame in the 2nd. And now Geoffrey-Young and Anthony-Fiorenzo virtually even, Chris, here in the 7th. Criminal justice major, big fan of the TV show Family Guy. Wow, a ringing 10 for Fio. He's in signs here in the crowd at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, just as he threw this shot, you could hear some of the guys in the background go push. It was a little bit inside a target, but the oil again is carried down. Just didn't go through the pocket quite the right way. Ideally, you'd want his break point another board or two further right of that.
Now, Fiorenzo has missed one single pin already and barely got that one. And, you know, much as in our first match, Chris, the first semifinal, we saw a single pin early in the match. It was missed by Steiner that ended up probably costing him the match. And you always wonder about those, you know, and how that can affect you a little bit later on when the scores get tight. The North Point Junior Gold Championships is coming to Indianapolis this July with $250,000 in scholarships at stake. You can find out more at bowl.com/juniorgold. Fiorenzo down 10 and Young is on a double. Can't get a break on that. Shot a little bit light, obviously, until he'll have another opportunity to single pin spare, and Geoffrey-Young just sitting on that double.
As you see, it crosses around 18-19, but that one gets to the right and just doesn't make the corner. And really the only way they can combat that at this point is to soften up on the speed and give it a little time to get some traction down lane.
Smothers at that time. So you've got the senior Young and the freshman Fiorenzo. A couple of his Calumet teammates, his support staff right there in the maroon. See what Geoffrey-Young has done in this tournament. Spectacular. Second that left his hand, somebody yelled out, "Good ball."
Yeah, that was his coach down there, Nathan Bohr, assistant at Wichita State. He's seen a little bit of good ball reaction on tour as well. So
strikes in 5 of the last 6 after Young opened with a single pin spare and then had a split in the second. And he's built up a 21 pin lead. And you see the Wichita State men's and women's teams. Boy, there's just nothing you can do any better than that.
Pretty pure shot making right there. This kid's been really good for a long time, since about the age of 13. He's about 20 minutes north of me. I saw him once when he was about 12 years old and already had it. Great shot, great reaction.
And Anthony-Fiorenzo now treading water a little bit here. Gotta hurry. Probably fortunate that 10 got tripped. Not probably, he was fortunate that 10 got tripped, but now down 32 and
crossing 18 again, getting it out to the 8th board. You get it out in that range, it's no good. Nothing's making it back off of that spot.
Well, there's only one thing he can do is just try to go ahead and strike out. But there's not going to be a lot for Geoffrey-Young to have to do here.
No, really. Geoffrey needs 6 on his first shot to tie, and 6-1 will win. Will shut out Anthony no matter what he does. So 7 is a winner.
That's probably the best shot he's thrown in this match right there. That completely dominated the pins. Joseph Steiner from Midland University awaits the winner for the USBC-Intercollegiate Men's Singles Championship and the Joe Norris Trophy.
Watch, he's got pretty interesting footwork. It's almost like a two-hander the way he goes side to side there. And kept it a little, this break point in around 11 or so, which is much better on this 41-foot pattern that we're bowling on. Not like a DJ Archer or Jason Belmonte.
Well, it's worked out well for Jason.
Yeah.
Geoffrey-Young from Wichita State. He's got 2 national team titles, and that's all he has to do. Basically just show up to win this match and go on to the finals. Maybe it's no surprise, Chris, that our 2 most experienced of the 4 semifinalists, Joe Steiner and Geoffrey-Young, will be meeting in the finals. The 2 freshmen defeated today. Geoffrey-Young from Wichita State will try to add to a glittering resume with family looking on. He'll take on Joseph Steiner for the Joe Norris Trophy in the USBC Intercollegiate Men's Singles Championship. That match is coming up.